Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about my live setup again. A lot of you guys ask me about my strategy when I do a fully improvised live. And I want to show you guys what are my thoughts and how I work with all of my instrument to create something on the fly. So if you follow me and you see some of my stream, you notice that I am always starting with a blank canvas. I have my Octatrack that is the main sequencer and everything is connected through it except sometimes I send my drum machine and my 303, my Avalon 303 on another channel. So the Moto 1 is my hub. I will have on channel 1 the Octatrack. I only use the master out from the Octatrack, not the cue. On channel 2 I have the return from the Microcosm. On channel 3 right now I have the TR8 and the Avalon is going inside the TR8. Then I have on channel 4 the Nord Drum 2. Channel 6 is my reverb, the Eventide space, and channel 6 is the Benidub Echo. So it become a pretty complicated system. There's a lot of stuff that's going on all the time, but I'm now very proficient with it, so I find it very, very easy to use. The things that I use is like the cue. I use the cue of the Moto 1 QB to send the signal to Microcosm and Death by Audio rooms. That will create a lot of nice effect that I use for transition. Okay, so usually when I start, I set up everything blank. The only things that I like to have is some sort of pads or environmental effect that goes on to let me then introduce the other sound. So right now, the only things that I loaded in the Octatrack is this sound. So I have a collection of effects. I have a collection of pads and chords that I can use. That is the only things that I recorded in a previous time, and then I keep in my Octatrack and I load them whenever I feel that I need something. In this moment, I'm also adding reverb from my Moto 1. You can hear it. So whenever I feel confident that it's time to start, I use my Perfourmer as the main instrument. So most of the time, 90% of the sound you will hear come from the Perfourmer. So I have it set up in this 4-channel here for track. I have track 1 and track 2 for the first 2 strip, and this 3 and 4 for this other strip. There's another in-depth tutorial that I did showing how that works. And then in a MIDI, I have this 4-track that control, of course, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then track 5 is set on channel 5 MIDI, and then I use it sometimes to play the full 4 voices together. Usually my first one is the bass. So I'm gonna build a track or something as I would do on a live situation. Forgive me if it's not gonna be a masterpiece as usual, but I'm just going random with you. So the process is simple. First I set up the MIDI quantization. And I usually mostly work in C minor. That's my laziness. I love that scale. And that's what I do. I can control the notes with the Arturia here. And whenever I select a track, I will have one of those voice working. So track 1. track 2, track 3, and track 4. So usually I start with a bass. I like to keep my volume down and I start placing some notes. So most of the time I just go random. I like to place few notes and then start building on top of that. Here is where I can add some effects using the PC12 that is mapped to some internal effects. I can add some delay, some reverb, some distortion. Now I would tune down the sample. If you know me, I like to be very repetitive and build something that is very hypnotic. So I like to indulge in a bass line before building on top. But right now I would start thinking of what happened on this other. Most of the time, my first voice is bass, the second voice would be my lead, and 3 and 4 most of the time are arpeggiator or effects. Of course, this can lead to some error like I just did, and that because the setup was from a previous experiment that I was doing. One thing that I always have to be sure is that I have to reset the Perfourmer to have a clean sound. This sequence is set to 15 steps, so as you can hear, it's kinda polyrhythmic and always fall in a different place. These two voices share the same effects, so if I had delay, they will both have delay. At this point I can add some effects from the microcosm and the room. So for example, now we are just hearing the microcosm and room together. It could be time to add some percussion. I like to play, I love the TR8 because it's very simple to use, and I have all the control in front of my hand. It's a very simple, I tried many other drum machine, and so far this is the only one that live, it's the easiest, the best for me. I can add like a bass drum, for example, now. And keep building other melodic effect. Of course, what I like is like having everything under my fingertip. I love to keep things evolving, and I don't like to do it with the modulation. I want to do it with my hands. So now I can add track 3. I was recording what I was playing with my keyboard, so now it's in the memory. I can add some delay from the internal. I have also the Autobaum here that had some, as you can hear, gluing to everything. And now we can prepare track 4, maybe with a arpeggiator. And now I can start to prepare the path to add then a full kick drum. Then I have another possibility. I can start preparing a sequence on the Avalon. The Avalon is completely blank right now. So let's see how it sounds. So right now I just trying to jam and feel where I want to go. Sometimes I just go without drum and I just create ambient situation. Sometimes I just love to introduce every part and then fade them. And now being only with the tier 8 and the Avalon. I can feed them to the Microcosm, as you can hear. So right now I have everything set up and I can let this go for a while and I can go back on my track 1 and change. Maybe I want a different bassline. I can record something. And so on and on. And this is mostly about it. I can go on and on forever. Right now I can start building other things. I can't resample and mangle everything, and that the resample things will come on the next episode. I want to show you how I can take what you hear now and create and evolve with something. But this was just to give you an idea how from scratch and just completely improvise you can play your electronic instrument as it could be a guitar. That was my goal. I want to just be so confident with all of these instruments that I can play live and improvise. Whenever I want to stop, sometimes I just go back to some effect and I can fade the sequence but keep feeding by the cue system on the Microcosm. I always love what Microcosm came out with. Microcosm and room, because room is a very important part to that. This is the reverberation that she does. So I can then go in a phase that is more ambient. And now I can build something again or just stop. So yeah, that's about it for today. Next week, I'm gonna show you the resampling tricks that you can use. You can turn this down. So yes, the philosophy behind this system to me was the fact that I wanted to play all of these instruments live and improvising and put myself out there risking, like when I used to be in a band. I used to be in a band and play guitar and singing, and every time you play, you take the risk. Nothing is, you love not to be safe. You want to go there and do your performance and take whatever it comes. And so this is the way that I find that makes me feel happy. And I love to have continuously things to do. I don't like the idea of putting stems and just play with volumes. I want to have hands-on on anything and keep working on every single detail as it comes. the bad part would be that sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you come out with not a very good idea and you have to deal with that. Sometimes you are not in a great mood and you can hear it. Sometimes you're in a great mood and all the improvisation that you do sounds great to a point that I go back and ask myself, how in the hell I did that? Because it sounds so good that I don't remember how I did it. Another things that I wanted to say about sharing. A lot of people ask me why you want to share your secret and how you do things. It's your thing, keep it for yourself. And that made me think lately. And I feel that whenever you have some tricks, some technical tricks, and it's just about some technique, I feel you have to share. I don't like the idea that you do music or art by tricks, by some exploiting something, some tricks, some knowledge that you have and other people don't have. So it's great to me when everybody can share the same knowledge. Then yes, you need to apply yourself, you need to learn how to use things, but I think the best things come out when everybody are at the same cultural or technical level, and then what will come out, it's your personal voice. So yeah, I'm not afraid to show what I'm doing. I'm not afraid of any other people to copy me, because nobody can copy me as I cannot copy anybody else. It's just like sharing what I'm doing, and when I see somebody else that use the technique, it actually makes me very, very happy, because I hear things in a different way, and that teach me back. And I love also the opportunity to give back to the community that teach me first. And now I can, not that I can teach too much, but I love to share what I came out with things. So yeah, first part of the improvisation workflow. I'll be back soon with another, maybe next week, or I don't know. Please, if you like these, follow or subscribe my channel, share it. So far I am doing this just out of passion. There's no money involved. I'm spending a lot of time trying to find what you guys might like. And yeah, this is just so far a very time-consuming endeavor that I love. But I hope sooner or later to be able to just do this for a living. Who knows? Maybe. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.